Listen, I wanted to just talk to Laura and Ben and Sam and Georgia for a moment. You know, their dad, my friend, who I, of course, realized, like everybody else, was everybody's best friend. And so I was a little rejected today, but I'm getting over that. At the end of the day, you know, Brady had come in my life at such significant times, all the way back from 1985 when I made several moves in 2000, 2005. And he was there at every single one of those junctures and was an advisor, really a wise voice in my life, a voice of maturity, a voice of experience. It's unbelievable the things he really shared with me. Not only sharing his advice, but really sharing his life, reaching out to me. And the one most humorous story I think probably nobody would know about at the end of the day of what he meant to me would really kind of reflect who he was. We would call each other all the time on our cell phones, especially back when we were church planters together, early 2000. And he was actually in the contracting industry at that point, and most people don't know, but Janet Jackson, the Janet Jackson, actually had a home here in Atlanta. So I called him one day on his cell phone, he answers, and it sounded like he was in kind of a tight place. And I said, well, where are you? He said, I'm in Janet Jackson's closet. Of course, my first initial thought was, are you looking for malfunctioning wardrobes, or what are we doing? Find out he was actually hanging a chandelier in her bedroom, and of course there's probably only a few contractors somebody like Janet Jackson would trust, which tells you a lot about his character. He'd be trusted by the very affluent, very wealthy. At the end of the day, that was sort of the type of relationship we had. I could tell you story after story after story how humorous it was, but the thing that typified Brady more than anything to me, back when I first moved to Atlanta in 1995, we're at a sports bar together. This is back when they had to put big old fat TVs on the ground. I don't even think they had them hanging in the air at this point. We're eating wings, we're watching a football game, so we're sitting kind of in front of the TV. A bunch of people are behind us, and the TV wasn't turned up loud enough. And some guy in the back said, would you somebody turn the volume up, you know? So Brady just pops it up and turns it up. It's like he was yelling for a server or somebody to come by and do this because we're, quote unquote, being served here. He gets up and turns the volume up on this thing. And he sits back down, and it's just quiet around the sports bar until somebody goes, you're a god. He was. He was acting more like God that day than probably anybody else in that sports bar. And that's what I remember most about him, was his willingness to serve anybody at any time to do anything. So that's my fondest memory, and I hope that's their fondest memory too.
Good. That's good.